Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show. I'm Lucy McMonagle. I am the host, and I am on a movement to create this world a better place. If you are listening to this, please make sure that you share this episode with your friends, your family, and your tribe, because together as a collaborative, we can all do our part to create conscious wealth, create conscious communities, and to make this world a better place. Stay tuned for our next featured guest. Welcome to another edition of the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Lucy McMonagle. I'm so excited. I have Bob Woosh, who is a business coach who is passionate about helping business professionals who know they're successful but struggle to get there on their own. And he helps them get there. Bob has over 12,000 hours of training and coaching, and he has worked with over 7,000 professionals. Today, we're going to have some really juicy tips, some phenomenal advice. And so grab a pen, grab a paper, and Bob, welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show.
Thank you, Lucy. I'm glad to be here. Just thank you for the invitation, and it's an honor to be able to talk to you today.
Wow, I'm so excited because we've met in person and we've talked, we've collaborated, and you have such deep wisdom with how you can do mindset training and how you can do priority management and even sales success. Can you talk a little bit about what is mindset change?
Oh, Lucy, thank you for asking. That's a passion of mine. And I always tell people that the reason I'm in business is to help people change their mindsets. And I like to use the example of a golf course. And I have a friend who's a golf professional, and we talk quite a bit. And he tells me about how the golf course is 7,200 yards long. However, the game is actually played on a 5-inch line right between the ears. And everything that we do is about mindset and changing the way we think. And what we think is what we believe. And then our beliefs focus on our actions, and our actions will, believe it or not, let us have a successful outcome. But that successful outcome is based on what we think. And one of the things I always am very passionate about is not just helping people change their mindset just for a temporary emotional moment, but actually have a lifestyle change that actually changes their lifestyle for a lifetime. And that's really what we want to do, because it's not about becoming successful. It's about becoming significant in the lives around us.
Wow. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's the difference between being successful and being significant?
Oh, great question. Thank you so much for asking that. A lot of times successful, we just want to be successful. And oftentimes when we're successful, it's based on our finances. It's based on our company and what we have accomplished in our lifetime. So when people say they're successful, it's look at our accomplishments. And yes, that's very important. But I think significance is a different level. Because when we are significant, it's not about our success. It's about our investment in the lives of other people. And I love to say that if you are successful, it doesn't necessarily mean you're significant. But when you're significant, you're always successful.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. And for individuals that are at that tipping point where they know they're successful, they're becoming more and more successful, do you have a couple of little good golden nuggets on how they can increase their significance as they're moving forward towards the success?
Absolutely. I like to explain this as stepping stones. And I've done several interviews, and people ask me, what is the secret of my success, or how do I know that I am significant? And I like to talk about stepping stones, because everything that we do in life, every job, every experience, positive and negative, everybody that we meet is a stepping stone. And each stepping stone is another point in our life that we become not only successful, but also significant. And I find that I've had lots of mentors in my life, and I've had a lot of people in my life that have really helped me get to where I'm at, and I'm very thankful for those people. However, what I've learned is many of the most influential people in my life have also been people that haven't had my best interest in heart. They have done things to try to hurt me or try to hold me back, and I find they have had just as much success in helping me become successful as everybody else. For an example, I had a situation that I was in a contract one time. I worked with a company that for over 7 years, I was in one place. And I remember there was just one person who really did not want me to be successful, and he did everything he could. And I remember that everything he tried didn't work, and people always came to my rescue, and people always supported me. And I remember at one point he just completely cut me off. He made it to a point that I had no training, I had no contact with really anybody else, and he thought if he just left me alone, I would just walk away. During that period, even though I did experience frustrations and discouragements, what I found was over time, because I was left to my own, I honed many of my processes, many of my systems, many of my processes and strategies that I use today. So when I look back, he not only did me a favor, but he actually propelled me into the success and significance that I'm at today, because I would have never been able to do what I do today if it wasn't I had all those moments that I was able to really invest in my future and not really know it. Oftentimes I thank those people for their influence in my life, because oftentimes they had just as much impact in my career, in my success, in my significance. So don't look at people as an excuse of why you didn't become successful. Look at every single moment as a stepping stone in your success, because it's not how you start, it is always how you complete.
Oh, that's so important to understand. And
Thank you.
understanding the stepping stones really leads you to positive mindset training
Absolutely.
changes. It helps you with your priorities and figuring out what's important, what's not,
Mm-hmm.
and taking responsibility for your not just your actions, but also how you choose to think about situations. Can you tell us
Absolutely.
a little bit about, you're using these stepping stones. You have all of these wonderful experiences, and it's helping you to have more influence. It's helping you to have more of an impact on the world, having more significance and more success. How do people utilize the stepping stones they had? They have this entourage of all these experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do they prioritize that so that they can utilize it to be more successful?
Great question. And I love how you phrase that as priority management. One of the
Yes.
benchmarks to what I teach and what I help people with is their priority management. And I tell people that time management doesn't exist, because time is a constant. We have 86,400 seconds every single day. And what that means is we use every single one of those seconds. How we use those seconds is very important. We can't save it, we can't store it, we lose it every single day. But the great news is the next day we got a brand new set of time, 86,400 seconds. And I tell people that time is like a coin. And the coin that we have each and every day is what we have to spend and what we have to use to impact others. And if we don't use that coin of time, somebody else will. So the question is we have the time in front of us. The question is not how we use the time, but how we prioritize the time to make sure that we use it most efficiently. And the more efficient we can use that time, the more we're going to be able to not only be successful, but impact the people around us.
Oh, I love the way that's stated, is to prioritize your time, and so that you can choose which is most important to you to make the impact and for the success. And you're also a master
Mm-hmm.
successful sales individual. And I know a lot of the entrepreneurs that are listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show, they they sometimes feel like sales is a bad thing. Can you talk a
Yes.
little bit on how they can do a mindset change so that they view sales as a positive rather than a negative?
I love how you phrase that, because sales is really about helping somebody else see a different way. And when we talk about sales, there is a lot of negatives. There's a lot of perceptions out there based on people's experiences, and oftentimes perception is reality. When we talk about sales, when I talk teaching people how to sell, really it's helping people get to their next step in life, helping them get to that next stepping stone. And really, when I talk about sales, it's not about product. It's not about what we sell. When we talk about sales, it's really walking into a home, walking into a business, having that one-on-one with somebody, not to try to sell them a product or a service, but rather understanding that our responsibility is to help them not only, number one, understand their needs, but helping them remove that need. And how we remove that need is through value. And when we understand our value and they understand our value in connection with their needs, we're able to share ideas and we're able to help them with the products and the services that we have available to us. When I talk about sales, it's not about walking into a house or a home or a business to see how much I can get, but rather it's my responsibility to leave that house with making sure that I take their needs with me, so all they are left with is the value that I'm able to help them with. That's really what we want. We want our needs taken care of. And when I can focus on taking care of needs and removing needs, that is really the baseline for being significant in somebody else's life.
Wow. And in order to do that, you have to have effective communication. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Communication is everything. We talk about, asking questions is very important. And when we ask questions, what is just as important is how we listen. Oftentimes people listen waiting to answer with a predetermined answer, but really we need to answer for the purpose of, or listen for the purpose of not answering, but listening to understand exactly what they're saying, because people want to be heard, people want to be understood. And when we understand somebody's needs, that's when we're really able to help them.
That right there is $1 million gold nugget.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob. This has been amazing, and the time is starting to come pretty short where we'll have to finish up with this particular interview. Can you talk a little bit about low-cost networking, and then you also have a very special gift for individuals?
Yes, we talk about low-cost networking. We have what's called the champion system, and it is designed to have an impact and become basically the generic standard for everybody around us, not of what we can sell them, but to be that service around people. And this is really what we want to focus on, is not necessarily spending a lot of energy, time, and money into our networking, but spending the time building relationships. It's about understanding that there's a lot of people around us, and having that mindset of wanting to serve people is really highly important. One of the things I'd love to offer you today is, if you want to have a free 1-hour business coaching session, please reach out to myself or Lucy, and I would love to give you that 1-hour business coaching session to see what direction that you want to go. And if I could be able to help you in that, I would love to do that. And in that 1 hour, my goal is, number one, to be able to give you a gold nugget that when you walk away, you'll be able to walk away with one more element in your life that can help you maybe get to that one extra step. It is a privilege and an honor to be able to serve people each and every day.
Wow, that's amazing. And just the gold nuggets you've given us today is really powerful, and it will help entrepreneurs to move their life and their business forward. Can you tell us, how can individuals find you? Are you, on your web, on the internet? What is your website?
Thank you so much for asking. My website is very simple. It's bobreish.com. That's BOBREISH.com. All my contact information is on there. You can also reach me through LinkedIn. If you want to connect with me through LinkedIn, I'll connect with you. And I have over 500 articles and many more posts that I post several times a week. So there's a lot of content on LinkedIn. And I encourage every one of you to follow me or connect with me, so you're able to get a firsthand look of what I'm able to give out each and every day. And I do that for one reason. I want to make sure that each and every day I can give something that goes out to the world, that if that's the only thing they read each day, it's going to help them start their day, continue to their day, or possibly end their day. So I encourage you to get on my LinkedIn page and connect with me or follow me. I'd love to have you part of my professional network. And again, my website is BOBREISH.com, and my number is 623-628-1996. I look forward to hearing every one of you, seeing you out there, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you today.
Thank you, Bob. This has been fabulous. I really appreciate you and for being on the Wealthy Wednesday show.
Thank you.
And I want to thank my audience. You are the reason why I continue to provide the Wealthy Wednesday show. Each week we have tips, strategies, and powerful golden nuggets so that you can move your business and your life forward. So until next time, abundant blessings.
Bye-bye now.
Are you ready to change your money flow? Would you like to get beyond the six figures that you keep bumping up against? Well, let me tell you, my book, Magical Money Manifestations, is going to help you create money manifestations on autopilot so that you will have more money, more freedom, and more joy in your life. Go to magicalmoneymanifestations.com to find out more information.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Wealthy Wednesday show. I'm your host, Lucy McMonagle, and I'd really appreciate it if you would share this with your friends, your family, your tribe, and let other people know that the Wealthy Wednesday show is creating a movement to make this world a better place, and we rely on you to get the word out so that we can create mass influence. So until next time, abundant blessings.